Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my June favorites, or rather June hits and misses, because as you notice I have been doing a couple more first impressions videos and tested out Thursday videos, which I actually really like doing. And I decided to incorporate the misses this month because I did have quite a few misses from trying all different new products and things like that. So if you guys want to see my June hits and misses, then please keep watching. So I'm going to start off with foundations. I have been like foundation queen lately because I have been wanting to try all these foundations that have just been out or either just come out and I have just not got my hands on. So I've been trying out a whole bunch of foundations, and some of these I did film a video with and some of them I have not yet. But my first hit is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. So this is a very long name for this foundation, but it is a great foundation. I am wearing it on my skin today. The only thing I would say is that it starts off really matte, especially depending on the products that you use. Today I paired this with the Becca Evermatte's Pore Perfector, whatever it's called, the primer, and then I also put my powder that I'm going to get ready to talk about in a second on top of that, and both of those were mattifying. So I noticed the first few hours of the day, like, it was bomb. It wasn't really illuminating, it was matte because I really like matte finishes. However, when it started getting hotter, I did start getting that more illuminating finish. I am a little bit kind of oily in my T-zone area, but I've had this on since 6:40 this morning, and it is now, if you guys can see that, 7:12 in the evening. And I did touch up right before I filmed this video, but I just used that same powder like right on top, and I really didn't do anything else. I didn't reapply my foundation, nothing else, and as you can see, it still looks pretty good for being on for over 12 hours. That's how long I usually push my foundations. So I know a lot of people don't usually wear their foundations for that long, but that's how long I need my foundations to last. The next foundation that I wanted to mention was super popular, probably end of last year, beginning of this year, some point a few months ago. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer, and I picked this up from Ulta. I believe it was like $23, something around in there. It was very inexpensive to be like a, I guess, department store brand, because I never used to see Clinique at any other stores. Now that could just be me. I'm not sure if Sephora carries Clinique, but I picked this up from Ulta because they started carrying it. And I got the shade Clove. And as you guys have seen in so many different reviews and demos and first impressions here on YouTube, this foundation is super duper full coverage, and it can go as a foundation and concealer. And I mean that separately, so you can buy a foundation that's your color and then buy it also in a concealer, so you get like a very full coverage complete look. And it's a lot different. If you haven't seen the packaging, which I'm pretty sure you probably have, it's a lot different from your standard foundations. You get the wand, and this is probably like the same size as the Tarte Shape Tape wand. It's like huge, and you just spread it all over your face and then you can blend it out. Love it. It covers up blemishes, and this is my first product trying from Clinique, so I'm in love. The last new foundation that I want to mention is this Black Opal True Color Pore Perfecting Liquid Foundation. And I tried this out in my most recent video. If you have not seen that, I will put a card up or link it down in the description bar below, so check it out. But this foundation is actually surprisingly really nice coverage and just like a really nice finish. It's not a matte finish. It gives you like a nice kind of luminous finish, but it's perfect for summertime, especially when you want something that's going to give you a little bit of a glow but not too much dewiness. I think this is great. And I got the shade, I never can find the shades on these things. Beautiful Bronze is the shade that I got. And of course at Walmart you really can't swatch stuff. They usually don't have testers, but they have quite a few shades because Black Opal caters to African American skin tones. So you may have to kind of like go online first or try to find it in another store where you can swatch it. because I just went out on a whim and just bought mine because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try it, and then if it's not the right color, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. But usually I can make things work just by lightening up or darkening the face. But yeah, I really like this. I love the fact that it came with a pump. It's really inexpensive. I believe it was less than $10, so you really cannot beat that. Drugstore foundations are stepping up. Like, I am loving this at the drugstore. Instead of buying $40, $50 foundations, you can find a $10 foundation that will be just as good. So definitely try this one out if you're looking for a new foundation to try. So my next foundation that I want to mention, and I am, like I said, foundation queen for the past couple of months, because I know I haven't put up a favorites video for May and April, I believe. Or did I put one up for, I think I put one up for April, but I didn't get one up for May. So in the 2 months, I have been trying out all different foundations, and I did do a video on this one. I'll have it also linked down in the description bar below, but this is the Kokie HD foundation, and it's the Skin Perfect foundation. This foundation is really good as well because I think it does kind of just smooth out your skin, and all of my opinions and impressions on the foundation are also in that video, so go watch that video. I did say it was a little bit dark, and someone commented that it was actually kind of on par with my skin, which these lights are like super duper bright that are in front of me, so that's probably why it looks like it was a little bit like the same shade as me. But it is a little bit darker in person. I guess I could compare them, so I want to show you guys side by sides if you guys can see that. The LA Girl Pro Concealer, this is what I have on today, and this is like my exact shade, which is really nice. And then this is the Kokie, so you can see it's just a tad bit darker, but it still works out perfectly, because if you just use a little bit brighter concealer, then everything will work out and blend evenly. But this foundation is amazing. This is in the shade 110C, and it just feels like a really nice packaging to be a great drugstore brand. This is also a brand that you can pick up at Walmart. It is a fairly new brand, and I love it. So definitely try out Kokie Cosmetics. Enough about foundations, moving on to powder. This is a new powder that I tried, and I randomly just bought this because I've heard a lot about this brand. I've heard that they're great, and a lot of their foundations and their drops and all of this stuff, and I just went out on a whim and I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna buy it. So this is the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation Powder, and this is in the shade N100. So I have never tried anything from Cover FX, no samples, no nothing, and I just got this. As you know, Cover FX is a great brand. They are sold at Ulta and Sephora, and I picked mine up from Ulta. I believe this was probably right on par with high-end powders. I think it was $30 to $40, and this is the shade that I got, which kind of looks a little bit light in the pan, but once you put it on your skin, it kind of just seeps into the skin, and I kind of need the blot right now. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and do that in this video to show you the powers of this powder. So I just have one of my angled powder brushes from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna take it and just dot it all on my cheek area because I am so oily, because these lights are hot. And I'm also gonna put some on my eyelids because my eyelids get super oily. So as you guys can see, pretty much all the oils that I had in my T-zone are like absorbed within seconds, which most powders usually do that, but this powder lasts for a long time. It is amazing. I love it. I'm not sure how it is on its own just yet because it's pretty thin, but this is a foundation powder, and I love those types of powders because my holy grail powder was the Makeup Forever pressed powder, and they discontinued my shade. So I had to find something. I've been on the hunt for something that is an alternative but great. So who knows, this may replace that, but this powder is amazing, and you can pick it up, like I said, at Ulta or Sephora. Okay, so my next favorite is actually a sample that I received as a perk from Ulta as like one of the free gifts. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. Y'all, this foundation, see, I'm so freaking wrapped up about foundations. Y'all, this mascara is amazing. Like, this is the only thing I have on my lashes today, and they're probably not popping so great like from far away, but these make my lashes look amazing up close. Like, amazing. Like, it gives them so much length, so much separation without getting super duper clumpy. This is amazing. Like, I'm going to purchase the full size of this because I love a more of a wet mascara. So if you're like that, then you'll love this. I saw some mixed reviews saying that it was a little too wet, but I love it. I cannot stand a super drying mascara. I just can't. But this one is amazing. It's wet. I think it just does better at separating your lashes when the mascara is a little bit more wet. Okay, so my last favorite before my misses is this Kokie palette. Again, I was talking about this in that first impressions video as well. This palette is bomb. Like, don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on drugstore eyeshadows anymore is what it's about to come to, because this palette steps up the game for the drugstore eyeshadows. These shadows blend really nicely and they're really creamy. Like, when you're like putting your finger in there, they're really creamy, which is surprising for drugstore. Like, that's that gold shade. The brown shade didn't show up too well because my skin tone is dark, so it's going to be hard for darker shades to show up. But this is a perfect travel palette. This is also about $10, so you really cannot beat that. It's amazing creamy shadows that blend really nicely for $10. Hey, I want it. So definitely try out this Kokie eyeshadow palette. It's very comparable to the MAC 9 eyeshadows, but virtually probably like a third of the price. So definitely try these out. Now on to my misses. The first miss that I have, and I really don't want to mention this because I really had high hopes for it, and I do like some of the colors in the palette, but just overall I really don't like it. This is the Wet n Wild Studio eyeshadow palette, and I used this in my last video as well, and I was just saying that some of the colors just didn't really swatch well and they didn't blend out well either. So I really do love the cool tone shadows in it, and I couldn't get it over, y'all. So I really do love the cool tone shadows in it, the purples and the blacks, but some of them just didn't really swatch very well. So it's a miss for me. My next miss, and I have no idea where it is. I may have already thrown it in the trash, but it was the Black Opal foundation powder that I got along with the foundation. It just really did nothing for me. I tried it out a couple of days after the video that I filmed, and it literally did nothing for me. It settled my oils for about 5 minutes and then they all came back. So I'm not exactly sure why that was called like a foundation powder, but didn't really do anything for me. If you're not as oily, it may work for you, but it was a miss for me. The next miss that I have, and I don't usually get a lot of misses from this brand, but so that kind of like bummed me out, but this is the e.l.f. primer. I cannot remember what it's called. I love the packaging of this, and this was in the shade Clear, but I just did not like this. First of all, it had like a very ointment smell. Yeah, it has the smell of like an ointment or hair grease or something like that, and it literally feels really liquidy and oily, and it just did not work out for me at all. It didn't mattify anything, it didn't smooth out anything. I don't know what its purpose was, so this was a complete miss as well. The last miss that I have before I get into my song favorites, this is the Black Opal Even True Conceal Brighten Under Eye Concealer, and this concealer was very lightweight. And I know trying it out, it says it's lightweight, it's oil free, whatever, yada yada, but sometimes you want a little bit of coverage. So that's probably why I just don't like this concealer, is because I usually like a full coverage concealer, at least a medium to full, and this was nowhere near it. It was a very lightweight. Like, immediately as I started to blend it out, I could see through it. So yeah, definitely probably will be throwing this in the trash. I do like the concept of it, although I could not get mine to work. So I'm not sure if you guys have tried this out, but it is a pretty nice concept of the roller ball, and you're supposed to squeeze it out, and product is supposed to come out through around the center of it, and then you just roll it on. I do think that is a little bit better sometimes than the brush. I think it's a pretty nice concept. So they had a really neat idea. It's just that this was super duper lightweight. So when you're rolling it on, it's like spread it out so much that there's like nothing where you really need it the most. Moving on now to song favorites. I have not included song favorites in my favorites videos for a while now, so I wanted to just go onto my playlist. I have a playlist called Songs for the Car, so those are usually my favorite songs or new songs that I'm listening to in the car, but usually they're just like my favorite songs that I have not included in my other playlists yet. So my first favorite song is this one. It's Privacy by Chris Brown. I love this song. Like, I don't know why, I just, every time it comes on the radio, I just love it. That you don't understand, but I'm losing my patience, 'cause we've been going over and over again. My next song favorite is by Drake, and I'm not exactly sure how to say it. Is it Gilechester? I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but I just love the beat of this song. Like, I don't know why. To attach to go and do that. Muscle relax. That in the split will be right on my back. I gotta unpack. Okay guys, so that is it for my June hits and misses video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up so I know you did, and I will start including more misses and more song favorites. I'll try to start doing that every month. And also I noticed that this is where I have all my favorites written, and at the bottom I have hair care favorites. And I was going to include them in this video, but this video is so long because I skipped a favorites month. So I want to do a separate video, but I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. I have been trying to embrace my natural hair a lot more since it's been getting a little bit longer and everything. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not an expert, definitely not an expert on natural hair. I'm learning, just like a lot of people here on YouTube are learning and watching other people. That's what I do. But I do have some products that I like and work for my hair, and products that don't. So I just want to kind of tell you guys those products. So I don't know, I may film another video this week. You may see it up sporadically, and then we'll just see how it goes. If it doesn't really get a lot of popularity here, then I probably just won't do it again. So you never know until you try, right? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not, so you don't miss another one of my videos, and please hit that little bell so you don't miss out when I upload next. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.